Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra and this is Ken.
Hi.
And Ham. And we are back with Outlander Season 6. And we're a bit behind because when W Network puts it out in Canada, they don't put it on the internet till the following day. So then I had to work. So anyway, now we're gonna watch the first episode, and we're a whole week behind because episode 2's already come out. So hopefully, that won't annoy people too much.
The world has had enough of your feeble excuses.
Yeah, those are my excuses. So season 5, just to recap, a lot of bad stuff happened to Roger. He was hung from a tree, lost his voice, basically had to fight his way back. Then they were all, Jemmy could hear the stones, and so they were going to go back through the stones, but they ended up right back where they started. So that was kind of that storyline. And there was also some horrific stuff for Clair, as she did a column for women on how to, not have babies all the time. Mm-hmm. Certain members of the town found out that it was her.
Witch!
And then kidnapped her, gang raped her, and which was horrible. And then Jamie and his posse lit the fiery cross, came down, killed everyone except the one dude who Marcelly took care of in the end. Because remember, they put that one dude, there was one guy who didn't die, and he was the worst of them. So they put him on the table, and because Claire was going to do no harm and help him, but Marcelly said she'd never agreed to do no harm, so she killed him. So this season we should be looking at Claire recovering from that horrendous junk.
PTSD.
Marcelly dealing with the guilt over killing someone because she is truly a religious woman. Marcelly pumping out a few more babies because she always seems to be having babies. The farm, getting more people to live near it.
We can't forget also that,
What did I miss?
Well, Jamie's kind of beholden to the British, right?
Yeah, Jamie's still stuck in between.
So he's sort of stuck between, and so he's beholden to the British, and that is unfortunate, because his sympathies certainly don't lie there.
Yeah.
And so now, and of course they know what's going to happen and all that, and so I think we're going to see a lot of, connections with that, and also connections with the First Nations community probably will be strained in this season. I think that will no doubt be strained because it's also not unrelated.
Also, last season, Ian was finally clued in to the secret of where Bree, Roger, and Claire are from. And he kind of always suspected that she was like a fairy or something mythical anyway.
Weird.
So it wasn't news to him. And this season is a continuation of the book series. This book is Breath of Snow and Ashes, which I'm only a couple chapters in, so I do not know ahead of time what's going to happen. But last season they took some stuff from this book and used it in the Fiery Cross. And so I was like, hey, that didn't happen in the books. And then people told me, well, it happens in the next book. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm reading hopefully at the same pace that the show will go. We'll see. But it kind of lends to A Breath of Snow and Ashes, lends to the whole thing of the mystery of the fire, There's been a few fires in the book. We'll see what happens.
Things are on fire all the time.
Yeah.
People, buildings, just that's the way it is in the 18th century.
The book starts out with a fire, so we'll see what happens there. But of course, Bree came back from back to the past because she read an article about her parents dying in the fire at Fraser's Ridge. So there's still unknown. The date was not certain in the article. When will that happen? They do know the dates of the war and what's going to lead up to it. So how will Jamie keep walking this line between the people on his farm and the British? How will this work? Murtaugh died in like what was the most tearful video for me to film of my life. Yeah, so a lot happened last time. I'm excited to see what's going to happen this time. We're going to have 8 episodes, all longer than usual, because usually we have like 12 or 13, so they've squished all the stuff into 8 like mini features. So let's start, because I don't know how long this is going to be.
Well, hope we don't have a dud in this one. That could be a long pull.
No, it's never a dud. Outlander rocks. Okay, let's go. Oh, we're back in time, I think. Ardsmere Prison.
If anyone can put him in his place, it's you.
I got elected again.
What would do? You can't let him away with it.
He's a dude.
How can we bear this injustice?
He was already the
We must
leader.
have provisions.
Is he like shaking his butt at him?
That's Scotland's fate! But you must be wondering why I requested your presence here, Mr. Fraser.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Please, sit.
What do you want? What now? Why am I always having to do things for people? It's kind of like
I
Uhtred.
should have done nothing. How shall the men be punished for their behaviour? I believe they must be taught a lesson, Governor. Another
Why?
day of hard labour tomorrow. For all but the 2 of you, consider it a welcome, Mr. Fraser.
Yeah.
The guards will escort you back.
So everyone's gonna have to do hard labor but Jamie?
Yeah, and that,
Well, that's gonna make him look
that
like
dude there.
and that dude. So that sucks. What's that? That's interesting.
collaborator, obviously.
Yeah, they did a little thumb thing.
Is it a Masonic sign or something?
I think
weird like
Jamie
that?
will end up doing the hard labor too. He doesn't like to be treated like that. Yeah, he is doing it.
Why are you helping? You heard what the governor said. At my salvation, and I will exalt him. Come on!
Oh, dude, what are they gonna do? Oh, there's 2 sides. Everybody'll do what Jamie says. Aw, sorry, blind dude.
He's dead.
Thanks a lot, dudes.
It's mine.
Jamie, stop it.
It's my title.
Now behave yourselves. I'm getting him into a lot of trouble. Man.
I have no quarrel with him, though he appears to have one with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Make me a Freemason.
Yep, do it.
Is that what their little greeting was?
Yes, that is a
They're
Freemasonry.
Masons.
But
Yeah.
why do you want this? From now on, this prison will be a lodge. We will be Freemasons, united by our belief in the great architect of the universe. Who will join me?
Sounds like a pretty peaceful place to be. I'm in.
Let's see how this all circles back, and
That's him.
here we are.
Yeah. I knew his family's in this one. I've already heard that name.
What the devil are you talking about?
I don't have to rely on whiskey or laudanum
She
anymore.
trying antiseptic on herself.
Anesthetic.
Anesthetic.
Yeah.
Yes. I've just been clumsy of late. A wee bit tired is all. Make sure Fergus looks after you when he's at home. You should be running around after the little ones and doing all the
Why is
housework
she
as well.
bruised?
I don't know.
Oh, you know my father from Ardsmere.
I do. Well, there are some faces I'm sure you'll recognise.
And they won't be welcoming you.
I hope it isn't an inconvenience.
I guess we'll see.
Nonsense. No, delighted to have you.
We don't know
Glad
what
to help.
happened after that.
We're back. Son Marsley.
Well,
Well,
hello.
well.
With Mr. Christie being an Ardsmere man, I assumed that, well, I welcomed him right away.
You should check with me first on that one.
Your daughter was kind enough to offer me a bite to eat.
Do you really think the Ridge is the best place for him to settle?
No.
When I sent out word to all Ardsmere men, couldn't very well say all of them, but one.
Everybody but you. No.
Well then, Mr. Christie, maybe I should explain how we do things here.
This is my land. Is that Fergus? What's going on with him? He looks like he's drunk.
Fergus,
What's going on there? What the? Who's that?
You've chained very well who I am.
Oh, I do. You're kin to the Frasers. Perhaps you should take care to dress in a more civilized fashion.
No.
Wouldn't disapprove.
Well, what's that horn mean?
Yeah, what's that about?
Someone's recognizing it. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. Oh, dude, did you just faint?
At least it will be an honorable scar. Won't it, Matthew?
What does that mean? You're saying his scars are not honorable?
My God, he's a stiff-necked bastard.
Why
Yeah.
on earth would he say that?
I've heard about the fire. Destroyed my whiskey still.
Richard Brown thinks it was the Indians, you know.
No, it was the
He's
Browns.
brought some information to my attention about the fires.
Duh.
And impressed the governor with his committee of safety.
What now? These jerks.
What do you want?
Mistress Fraser?
Yes. I don't want to talk to you.
I take it this isn't a social call.
Your brother tortured her.
No, it isn't. Where is he?
Alan? Did
There
he
he
steal
is.
that?
He's a thief. We come to
Oh.
arrest him.
He is. He stole that thing. He didn't make it. That's why he was
Stole a
hiding.
powder horn.
What
Line
did
up like your mother,
he stole it? Oh.
because she's burning in the fires of hell.
Whoa, dude.
Remember, thief hateth his own soul.
Mr. Fraser should give the punishment.
Ugh.
And we should set a good example to the loyal residents of Fraser's Ridge.
My land.
My choice.
I means.
Yeah, get out. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not like the king. Get out of here.
Come
Tired
on.
of your jerkness. Lucky I don't kill you on the spot.
Take off your jacket.
You've already caused me problems, Christy.
I'll do it. If it's between me and him, I can't let him do it.
That's right.
If you're to stay, then my word at Fraser's Ridge is law. God's word is law. We put him first, do we not, Mr. Fraser? Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
You better do what I say on this land. You're gonna have some problems. Right quick.
Cecily. What is it? Looks like you've seen a ghost.
Several ghosts.
Yes. Too many.
Is it the Browns today? Unsettled you?
Yeah, they triggered it.
The misty grounds of
She's
dreams
gonna do it on
and
herself.
silence.
Again. Because she
Our
can't
rational
handle
minds
the
say,
nightmares.
no, it isn't. By blood and by choice, we make our ghosts. We haunt ourselves.
Yep. Alright, that was episode 1 of season 6. It's just about where I am in reading the book, actually. Which is really interesting, because a couple things came up. The Indian agent thing, so the beginning of the book. The burning of the houses that are burning down wasn't really dealt with, but the fact that everyone's blaming the Indians
Well,
is
we know
a
it's the
huge
Browns.
part. Yeah, it's definitely the Browns. The Browns burned down the distillery. The Browns are doing everything. So Jamie only accepted being the Indian agent so that the Browns wouldn't be the Indian agent. Because they clearly have formed some kind of brute squad where they go around like threatening people.
Protection racket, probably.
Yeah, exactly. They're like gangsters. So, so a couple things went on in this episode. Mainly we met Tom Christie, who is a supreme Protestant going around preaching his word of God, including at Ardsmuir, where I guess Jamie was able to lead both sections, the Catholics and the Protestants.
Which meant usurping him.
Yes, which put him in a bad spot because, everyone listened to Jamie. And we know that Jamie got in with the governor or whoever was running the place. And then the next person that ran it liked him too until eventually it was John Gray that he ran into again. So, so we learn that the two of them don't really get along, mainly because Tom Christie incited all these riots and Jamie had to stop them. And a dude died because of that, because of Christie and his stupidness.
Jamie got whipped. He got lashed.
Yeah, he got lashed.
Because of him.
Yep.
And and he's also like a disruptor, and he's bringing the always awesome religion to the community, which inevitably doesn't bring good things.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry to anyone who's religious who's following this. You're not going to like our comments. So, basically Tom Christie got the letter all the Ardsmuir people got, which was come to Fraser's Ridge if you need someplace to settle. Of course, Jamie never thought he'd show up. So he did. And right away started kind of undermining Jamie's authority. And basically telling him he was lucky he had all this stuff, and kind of second guessing that Jamie was doing like underhanded stuff to get what he got. Said that his lashes were not honorable scars. And Claire almost ripped his face off. She was pretty mad about that because he kind of she fixed this dude up. And then he was like, at least it's an honorable scar. What? Jamie's scars are all for things he didn't even do. He took them from other people mostly. He always took on the pain above all of the other people. Because that's what a leader does. But Tom Christie does not know this. So Ian and Alan, his Christie's son, were hunting.
I'm going to be looking a little closer to home if I were Christie for trouble, because, found it in your own son.
Well, and what happened to his wife? He made it clear that his wife was burning in the fiery pits of hell. That's what he told his son.
She must have been,
said, do you want to be like your mother?
A thief or something like that, and,
That's not very nice.
Honestly, she probably had to do what she had to do because he was stuck in Ardsmuir. And so she had to do what she had to do, but of course he's not forgiving her for any of that. So.
I think that I don't know. I don't know where she's at. But Alan clearly does not believe in the same amount of religion that his dad does, because he kind of rolled his eyes when he was talking to Ian. And then he showed this horn, and the Browns showed up and were like, then shot at the tree to scare Ian, and Ian's like, you know who I am. Like, duh. He's like, why don't you wear something more less, I don't know, what was it?
White people.
Heathenistic or something. But Ian...
Civilized, I think was the term used.
Ian is very true to what he learned from the Mohawk people, and he will continue to be so. Alan, however, stole that horn of powder from the Browns, who came in the middle of a sweet festival thingy on the ridge, like, you stole my horn. And then Christie went ballistic and was like, I will punish my son. And Jamie's like, no, this is my land. I do that. And then he lashed him with a belt. Only because those two would not shut up unless he did. So he's like, are you happy now? I beat him with my belt. Now leave my land. Goodbye. I'm tired of you. Of course, that set Claire off because the Browns were the ones who orchestrated her kidnapping and torture based on the fact that she is a witch. Or, not, they used all the religious stuff against her. So the Browns, because she was reminded of what they were saying to her. And then the same thing happened when his daughter Melva showed up.
Yep.
And she's all like,
Talking
Lucifer's the devil and the fiery pits of hell. Are you making something to burn hell? It's like, are you? Like, she's like a little zombie. She's like a little church zombie. So there was this other whole conversation that was like, well, a church should be built before someone builds themselves a home. No. And Jamie was like, no, that's not how it's working. We're building you all cabins. And then you can worry about your you don't even know how to build a cabin, let alone a church and a school, which he was all like, we're going to build a school and a church for them. And this guy was once a teacher.
It looks like he's got some kind of arthritis in his hands or something like that.
Yeah, Claire wants to help him, but he's like, no. She's like, well, it's going to go all the way up your arm, and you won't be able to use your arm soon. He's like, no. Because, like, God will help you. So, yeah, and then Jamie was like, on this land, it's my law. And he was like, God's law is the highest law. And I was like, are you kidding me?
You can't give way, you stubborn old...
Are you kidding me? Jamie is letting you settle on this land, which, by the way, he doesn't have to do. We could kick you out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're, like, questioning his authority? I don't like this guy, man. So, yeah.
You will respect my authority.
Then there was a few little side stories, like Brianna and Roger want to help this lady out who's a widow, help build her cabin, and the little boy will help, and he'll have like a role model because he's got Roger there.
Fergus is a derelict.
Fergus is having problems, well, here's where all this stems from. Fergus is upset with himself because he wasn't there when Marcelly got slammed to the ground by those crazy people. He fails in his own heart. He failed as a husband at that point in time. So he's using his job at the distillery to booze it up and be a drunk, and he may have given Marcelly that bruise.
He hurt her. Yeah.
She does have a bruise, and I thought he didn't do that, but
well, he muscled her into the chair while they were sitting in there.
Oh, is that what he did?
In the kitchen, and so he's just not in good control of himself right now.
No, he's a total drunk. Yeah. She made him like some coffee or something, and he put more whiskey in it. And he's constantly, she should say, Jamie, I need your help. Fergus is a drunk.
Clean him up.
And Jamie will be like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Jamie will straighten his butt out.
Delirium tremens, but unfortunately, he's not the only one who's seeming to be addicted to some kind of substance right now. So
who's addicted to a substance?
Well, Claire. She's huffing ether.
Oh, right. So Claire's having her nightmares and she can't sleep, but she's saying, Jamie, I'm okay, I'm okay.
I'll just make tea.
But she's not making tea. She's distilling ether so that she can put people to sleep for surgeries, but she's also using it to put herself to sleep so that she doesn't have the nightmares.
Yes.
That's not cool.
No.
Nope. So, yeah, we've got two wrong druggings going on. We've got, Marcelly having to run a house with 3 kids and no husband because he's being a drunk.
Off at this distillery.
And she's huge.
Yep.
She's supposed to be resting, and she, went and helped them build stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's a complete loser right now. I think Ian would come in handy if he went with Jamie when he's the Indian agent.
Yep. I think that'll probably happen.
That's got to be a better solution than
Brown's version, which is like...
The Browns don't think the Indians are heathens, so...
Just guilty until proven innocent and just shoot them when you spot them.
They're not burning everything. Yeah. That's not happening. It's very doubtful to me that it's Indians that are burning the houses down. It may not even be the Browns. But there's some other people in the woods. There's people around. I don't even think we got to know of, in the book, in the Fiery Cross book, that crazy lady that they met in the cabin who had the baby?
Yeah.
And then she fled.
Yeah, that deliverance family there, you know.
Yeah, and her baby was part black.
Yeah.
And so she actually, in the book, she finds her way back to the man that she was seeing, and they live in a secret black community that's off in the woods somewhere. So that wasn't mentioned or hasn't been seen. I don't think it's them either. I'm just saying there's a bunch of different communities hanging out there that we may not know about. And it's very true that the Browns could be doing it just to set up the Indians. I don't know. They're twisted people, man. As far as I'm concerned, you're even. His brother tortured and gang raped Claire. And then his brother died. To me, we're on an even scale here. But Brown seems to think he needs to get payback, and I'm not sure why. I think that was payback enough. So yeah, Claire won't even be around them. When they showed up, she ran into the house. She was like, she purposely ignored them, shunned them when they said hi to her. She didn't look at them and went straight into the house, which she should have done because, well, she should have gone up and why they're all living, I still don't know. I think they should just be all done away with because, seriously, I don't know if I could handle them being around. Not after that happened.
Only she should come through the stones with a machine
gun. No. Well, Brienne seemed to wonder if Claire was okay, and then reminded her that they have both kind of been there. I mean, Brianna's was once with Steve. Well, she was kind of held with Stephen Bonnet for a while.
Yeah.
So we don't know how many times he decided he wanted to have a piece of that. But Claire's was pretty horrific. I don't know how she could be okay, and Jamie's not buying it. So hopefully someone. She scared him to death with the ether because she was like knocked out and he couldn't wake her up.
Which would be
what it did. So yeah, he needs to keep a better eye on her. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So that was all. And so if you like our videos, please subscribe and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Outlander. And we'll be watching the second episode soon. So don't be too hard on me for being behind. And until next time, bye!